says. And listen, I want you to listen. Like, we're in a ball right now. It's crazy. It's loud. It's hectic. We're in New York City. But I want you to listen to the No Holds Barred Network.
Hey guys, welcome back to the No Holds Barred Network with another episode of Wrestle Forum Podcast. I'm your host, as always, the EVP of Giggles, the Heartbreak Chick, and the Queen of the Indies, Tiffany. And today's special guest, I mean, it's just like my bestie, a team bestie. This is a hot thing over here. The Brooklyn Wolf of Makeup. April, what's going on?
I appreciate you getting my name right this time.
I did. I screwed up the last time. You know, like I talk so fast sometimes that I screw it up. Like just things or whatever.
I know. It's your name, but you can't just remember one name. Like, damn.
That girl. Hashtag team besties. So no, yep. I love it. Anyway, guys, if you have not joined us for a Wrestle Forum, I have a whole bunch of people in the wrestling community come on that love wrestling, and we get to talk wrestling and I don't know, everything that goes on in the wrestling world. So, I mean, you've seen April before. We've done indie talks. So, but the last time she was on a different podcast, so I'm going to let her explain everything to you, but now she's got a new podcast, and if you're not subscribed, I'm going to come at you. You better subscribe. So, tell everybody all about the, you know, your podcast and the wrestling world with you.
So, last time I was on here for Indie Talks, it was so long ago.
I know, it's too long.
Oh my God. It was too long ago. So I was on Unpopular Review. I know some of you guys were following me on there with Yep, I Like Wrestling, but I have parted ways with them and decided to bring this makeup life and the wrestling world and try to bring two crazy worlds into one. So I sucked it up and finally got a YouTube, Beating Faces. People ask me why I named it Beating Faces, and obviously if you're in the makeup world, you know my face is looking like this. My face is beat to the gods. You already know. And then you got the other beating, since we love, you know, wrestling. And, you know, you just got to, you know, beat some faces. And, you know, it'd be like that. I mean, we're from New York, so we, you know, sometimes we got to do what we got to do, you know. and I started my YouTube, I want to say, I think about a week after WrestleMania. And it's very unconventional. You know, I'm bringing makeup and wrestling. A lot of people don't think there's a lot of connections to it, but to be honest, there are a lot of connections to it. And I just go on, and sometimes I do my makeup and talk about, you know, what I love, either women's wrestling. Sometimes I mention one of my husbands from the list of husbands. Sometimes I do reaction videos, and little by little, I'm trying to, you know, find little ways to bring these crazy worlds together. And it's been very interesting. You know, the audience that I have, it's so different. You know, I have the females reaching out to me lately. I have been doing a lot of inspired looks by some female wrestlers. This is not inspired. This was just, you know, let me throw this shit on my face. And, but yeah, my audience is strange. Like I said, I get females asking me to do certain looks, and it's a lot of bringing out a lot of females who, you know, they like wrestling and they don't have a lot of people to talk to. And then I have some guys who watch my channel, and I got almost in trouble once with a guy who was watching my channel, and his wife was looking at him like, why are you watching a makeup tutorial? But it's very very different. I know it's not a lot of people's cup of tea, but at the same time, we have so many wrestling shows out there. I didn't want to just have another, you know, review show. I am trying to get out of WWE. I do talk about a little bit of everything. I talk about WWE, AEW, indie wrestling. I'm trying to touch up on every little thing, and the journey's been interesting. It's been fun, and I've been loving it every little minute of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how the wrestling world is. And, we'll go back to like that we met. Like, it's so crazy, the wrestling community, right? Like, social's crazy, right? And then you just like tweeting and you make friends and stuff like that. And I think it's so crazy that me and April live in New York and we kind of met because of Twitter. And because of Twitter, because she was listening to our girl Queen of Any, and then she found me doing an episode with her, and then that kind of like brought us together, and like we've been kind of like inseparable. So it's crazy.
Seriously, like the first show we met at was, I think it was House of Glory back in November with Private Party and Lucha Bros, and it's like we just connected. It wasn't like an awkward moment. It was just, hi, we hugged each other, we got into our seats, and we just started wilding out. And in the middle of the show, I'm like, okay, this is kind of my wrestling soulmate. I think this is it. I'm done with life. It's all good.
And it's crazy if you see, like, if you follow us on Twitter or Facebook or whatever it is, we really are like inseparable. It's pretty crazy what's like how it's happened. And we have like a mutual friend, and it was so funny. Our friend Shonda, shout out to you. And he was like, he goes, I knew. He's like, I knew you were gonna love April. So he knew April before I knew April, and he was like, and then like I think he had called me like after the fact. He goes, I love it. He was like, I love that you two became like best friends. He's like, I knew you guys were gonna like hit it off with each other. So it's been a crazy journey since last year, and I've brought April into the indie world, and we are trouble. We really are trouble together. We're so extra.
They're never ready for us. They're never ready for us.
No.
They see us, they're like, oh Lord, what's gonna happen? You know what? We don't even know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think like every show it gets worse. Right? It gets worse every show. It really, really. But you know what it is? Like, we bring the party to these shows, and like I am the queen of the indies, and I love going to shows, and I love that I get to share it with other people as well. And it's an experience, and the wrestlers have been great, right? You've had that experience with me, like. Okay, let's go back to House of Glory, right? Like, we went to House of Glory.
Talking about that the other day.
It really, really, really is hilarious because I sat with her and her friends. Shout out to all your friends. I love them. They're just great, great people, right? And your friend Iggy, shout out to you. Like, I love it. He was doing his own commentary during these matches, and I'm sitting dying laughing. We're loud. We're starting our boy Leroy, like the Switch boy, like the Switch, Switch kid, and oh my, all the stuff we were chanting. And it was funny because when the show ended, I was like, all right, let's go hang out with the wrestlers. Let's go see Leroy. Let's go see all these wrestlers, right? And like one of your friends actually told me at at one of the watch parties after, he's like, I was intimidated by you because you knew all these wrestlers. And I'm like, why? So, but that experience, right, that we got to hang out with Quinn and Isaiah, right? Like, we got to hang out with them a little bit. Isaiah got hyped on one of your videos.
Yes, we had a hype part. They were trying to kick us out, and we're getting hyped while we're leaving the building.
Yeah, they're like, guys, you gotta leave. And like, we were just hanging out with all these wrestlers, like talking to them and stuff like that. And Isaiah with his hands up into the camera. One of your friends was like pulling back with the camera and stuff, taking this video. It's probably like one of my favorite moments with us. But from there,
it's definitely a moment for me because, before, we met and I got into wrestling, when you watch wrestling, you watch these people on TV do these amazing things. And, we know how hard these wrestlers work between being in the ring, cutting promos. You do nothing but amazing things. So it's a little intimidating. And when we met, you said, hey, you're like, oh, we could go meet the wrestlers in the back. And this was probably my third time going to House of Glory. I didn't know we had that opportunity to. So it was a little intimidating. Like, wait, we can meet wrestlers? We don't have to pay? They're like, no, come on, you're going to be done. I'm like, are you sure? So I'm looking at my friends, and we're like, can we do this? I'm like, I don't know. You're like, come on, let's go. I'm like, I don't know. So that experience, it was just like, holy shit, this is kind of dope. And we've been going to a lot of shows together, and every time we go to a show, I go by you because, you know, you interview all these wrestlers, which is awesome. You know where the big promotions are. And when I met you, I was just getting into indie wrestling. So I was like, you know, you're going to be the Jedi to my Padawan. You need to show me the way. And we have just had nothing but awesome experiences, meeting these guys, going to shows, meeting new people. And it's been nothing but an awesome ride.
Oh, it's been great. And it's true because it's kind of starts from there. And then I'm thinking about, and it was funny because even me, like I was going indie wrestling, but I got so much deeper into it as of last summer. I got so deep. Oh, it's so crazy how deep like I got into it. It's like all the promotions that are out there. It's absolutely insane, and opportunities that I've gotten, which is great too for April, because April's also as well has come with me like to IWA, and she got to help out with us doing videos and stuff and talking to wrestlers and doing interviews and then joking around with these wrestlers. Even today, like I put an appreciation tweet out to #TooGood.
Oh God.
Oh, by the way, Matt Awesome is in the chat. He goes, hope you ladies are good. Hola, come on, you met the chancleta. Like, seriously. I love it. So you guys are awesome. Like, I can't preach enough. Like, this is why I've been doing appreciation tweets, because there's so much negativity, which we're not going to get into because this is a positive podcast around here. Okay.
Safe space.
Yeah, this is a safe space. It was funny because we say this is a safe space, right? And we like to have fun. And even though, listen, we feel it too, right? Like me and April can sit here and tell you we feel crushed with a lot of things, you know. And we're just gonna focus on the good. We're gonna have some fun, and you know. But really, like every little thing that's happened. Like, we so appreciate all the guys that take the time, like they'll chat with us, they'll do the podcast with us, like they'll hang out with us. It's something, right? Like we just hung out with Big Game Leroy, right? How crazy is he's like legit one of our friends. Like it's so crazy. It's like, here's these guys that we were big fans of, and like we're hanging out with them like on the regular. It's pure and of course it's weird, right? Like when you think about it, because you're like, oh, because me and April had our times that we were scared, right, to meet these wrestlers and stuff, right? And like now it's like, oh, we're hanging out, they're just like us, like anybody else, right? Like
people, what? They're people? They shop here? I shop here too. And it's really cool because, you know, like you said, we do get to meet a lot of these indie wrestlers. You have the No Holds Barred Network on Facebook, where a lot of indie wrestlers are on there, so we do get to communicate with you guys. You guys are nothing but dope. And you know, to see you guys post matches and big news where you're going to be in promotions and stuff, we still get that feeling, like we still get hyped. Like, even though we're gaining friendships, we're still fans. Yeah. And we want nothing but the best for you guys.
Of course. And that's what we always say. We're always like, that's one thing I always preach is like, I know a lot of people argue with me. Like, I'm not in the business. I'm a fan first. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm always a fan. Whatever. You want to say I'm in the business? Fine. I don't really think I'm in the business. I'm just a fan who loves the podcast, who loves to sit here and talk wrestling. Right. And the experience, and I'm so appreciative for every little thing that's happened. And oh man, like, but yeah, Too Good. That was funny. Me and April busted their chops for the lady tank tops.
that was the last fun mission before our world went to hell.
Oh, I know. It was so many. No, was that the last one? No, that wasn't the last one. The last one that we've been
second to last one.
Yeah,
the last one was the BWS show, and we got a little too lit.
Oh my goodness.
There's visual proof out there.
It's so funny because when we go back and watch that YouTube video, we're like, we were bad. Like,
it was bad.
We were loud. Like, but that's what they want. That's the thing. Like, and it was funny because I hit up a lot of the wrestlers like after, because I would know it was a little lit. Okay, but like I was like, I'm sorry, and they're like, no, you guys were having so much fun. We were making our own signs. Right? Like, we're making our own sides. We were screaming at the wrestlers. We were cheering the heels, booing the baby faces. It was the prettiest funny thing that we were doing. But this is how it should be. You should go to shows and have a good time. And I love the more people you go with, and especially, you know, the kind of people you go with, and then you start meeting other people as well. And that's what happened to us with that one show, is we started making friends with other people because we were so crazy and they were getting crazy with us. So It's a good time. Like, that's why I always preach independent wrestling. Like, let's go. It's so important to us. But, oh, my God.
It kills me because I wish I gotten into this a lot sooner. Like, probably like 2 or 3 years ago. And I'm like, I've missed so much. But it's not too late.
No, it's never too late. I mean, here we are. And the nice thing, too, is, like, we have a lot of apps that we can watch stuff on. And oh, it's a great thing. I mean, me and April, we've been together, like, you know, a couple of times, like, the last few weeks, and we actually got to sit and watch ICW with Leroy and Ray, and we got to enjoy that as well. And oh,
it was so funny because it was the majority with death matches, and this one's screaming light tube. anything with razors or pizza, like was it the pizza slicer?
Yeah.
We're just like cringing, like, oh my God, she's over here screaming, I want more light tubes, and I'm over here like, why do I watch this? Why? What? Ray and Leroy are just like, yo, this is a really good match. And we're over here cringing and yet bugging out at the same time. It's a hot mess.
It's really, again, wrestling's anything that you can make of it. One of our subs hit me up yesterday and he started telling me about Piranha Match, and I'm like, what? And he sent me, and he was telling me a story about Queen of NE and JPQ, that they showed them the match, and that Queen's I have to talk to Queen about this because I need to know the reaction. But he sent me the clip. It was 5 minutes yesterday. And then I sent it to April, Ray, and our boy Adam, who's been on the podcast as well. And I was like, what am I watching right now? I was like, this is cringe. Like,
I didn't see it because I think I want to do a reaction video too. I've been doing a lot of reaction videos to like death matches and stuff. I'm going to do one this week, my last death match one, and then I'm going to spiral on. And it was some Japanese wrestling. Japanese wrestling is outside of New Japan, so they do a lot of crazy stuff. And like I said, I haven't seen it. I'm going to save it, but I'm nervous.
It's a little extra. I was like, yeah, this is a little too much for me. Even with death matches, it's weird because it's like I could love death matches, and then like I love my light tubes. Like even Kyle makes fun of me on AEP, and he was like, your obsession with light tubes. I was like, I don't know what it is about light tubes that I love so much, but I love damn light tubes. Like it makes me laugh when they go poof. And then all this, as Metal says, like the spooky dust that comes out from it. I don't know what it is, but I love it. But I can't stand.
We have a mission.
What's the mission?
Since you've been around chopping wrestlers.
Yes.
We're going to have you hit a wrestler with a light tube.
Oh, God. All right. Which wrestler wants to step up? Who wants to step up to the plate and let me hit you with a light tube?
That's not like it hurts that much. You'll be all right.
You know, I'm sad that, we're slowly getting a little bit of wrestling back. And I'm sad because I really, like, IWA is one of my favorite companies in the independent scene. And we are the official podcast for them as well. And me and Anthony St. James, this is the whole thing that's been going on since I met him. Our boy Astro Morales, who's going to be on the Under the Ropes this Sunday, he brought Anthony St. James to me, and I chopped him. And the funniest thing was, mine was the hardest chop and the loudest chop that happened. I wish you were there for that, because you would have been dying laughing in tears, because I was dying laughing. And then even like Gangone came up to me. He's like, "Did you enjoy your chop?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But anyway, so that's like the joke. And then when we were at the last IWA show that April was there, I chopped him again. So I actually said to him, because there's an August show coming, I was like, I'm going to let you chop me for the podcast. So I've been telling him he can get his revenge. He can chop me and we will put it on the podcast. But IWA is not going to be this year. They actually said that they're not going to do any shows until next year. So I'm kind of sad. I'm really sad about this. We're going to have him come to the house and have him chop me. I think that's what we're going to have to do, April. What do you think?
You need to have a whole show in your house.
We're going to do it on the deck. Okay? We're going to do it on the deck. I'm going to smack somebody with a light tube. Duffy will be inside the house, so that won't happen like near him. I'm gonna smack someone. I'm gonna let St. James chop me, and I don't know who's gonna get into a wrestling match, but I mean Adam and Ray maybe. I don't know.
They owe us. We were supposed to get a match while we were watching Double or Nothing.
You know, all right, that's it. We're calling them out. Adam, Ray, you're having a match this Saturday. It's gonna be live on the deck. Coming to you live from the No Holds Barred Network. Oh, Chris says in the chat he's volunteer as tribute. It sounds like a plan to me.
You know what? I also got a kendo stick, so I'll personally bring my personal kendo stick. We're gonna have real wrestling.
Real wrestling. Real wrestling. But no, it's always a good time with us. And so we're going to Synergy Wrestling on July 11th. So it's a birthday gift from me and Ray to April. So we're excited for this. So I don't know, what are you looking forward to the most here?
You know, you've been speaking so highly about Alex Zane, and I was like, you know what? This man is beautiful, and he's also awesome in the ring. And we're gonna be able to see him. And every time we go to a show, you love to put us in the dive section because the last Synergy show there was an I Quit match, and we almost got trouble by wrestlers jumping out to us. And I'm like, oh my god. This is no. I'm really excited for this night.
First of all, I just buy the tickets, okay? Like, I don't plan anything. It just happens that we're always in the dive section. And you got to remember this too, okay, April? Wrestlers know us, right? They know us, so they're purposely going to bother us more because they know it's safe.
Just don't dive towards me. Like, come on.
I mean, that's happened to me and Ray. We're sitting at IWA, and Astro there was a seat that was empty next to me. Astro just sat down and just started having normal. He's in a fatal 4-way. Or was it a 3? I don't remember. But either way, he's sitting next to me and Ray. And then he's like, how you guys doing? I'm kind of tired right now. He goes, I'm going to chill. And then you see Frank, the promoter, the owner of IWA. He's like, what are you doing? And it was like, I'm taking a seat. He goes, nobody's sitting here. And then he takes off the reservation sign on the chair. He gives it to Frank. He goes, I'm just chilling here. So then he's just having this normal conversation with me and Ray. And then all of a sudden, dive. My bag goes flying. The chair goes flying. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Hot messery. Nothing but hot messery. But we love that shit. We love it.
We do. So, Chris says, consider the show bought. Okay, perfect. You have to buy the Synergy show. I'm going to preach it. It's going to be a really good show. I'm so excited. Just the load, Alex Zane versus Blake Christian. Like,
oh my God.
I can't. You don't understand. Like, I love every time that they get into the ring. So to witness this live, I'm going to lose my shit, and you're going to hear me in April. And I already talked to Colin today, and I told him because my best friend Brad and Margaret is coming as well. And I was like, the 5 of us is going to be very, very loud. So
I'm ready. We need to bring the signs. We need to bring it all.
So
we gotta save all our energy and just let it all out.
It's gonna be great because Darren, who does all our music for all the podcasts on the No Holds Barred Network. I love you to death, Darren. We're finally going to celebrate that his song was used on AEW Dark. And Colin said I could spray him with champagne. So I have to make sure I go to the liquor store and buy some champagne. And we're going to videotape all this and we're going to spray him. And Colin is letting me do interviews. So there will be a special edition of Indie Talks. April, Ray, and me are going to be doing this. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to sit and talk to Alex Zane again. And Tony Deppen. Oh my God, this card got me hyped. It's got me so hyped. And if you guys can go, it's in New Jersey, Hillsborough, New Jersey. If you guys can go, Colin still has a few extra tickets left if you want to go. If not, make sure you buy it on Fight TV. Oh my God, it's gonna be a good time. So
I feel like we're going to be just more louder than usual, which I'm surprised that can happen because we've been so deprived of shows, and that's all we've been, talking about the past couple months. Like, we miss going to shows, we miss the energy, we're tired of being stuck in the house, and we could watch indie wrestling on TV and get hyped at home, but it's nothing like going to a show and being there. So I'm ready. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose my voice, but I don't care. I'm ready.
All of us together, it's gonna be bad. So, but I mean, what was your favorite show that you've been to?
Shit, I love them all.
I know they're all great, but there's got to be one that kind of like sticks. Okay, so let's say last year. Let's go 2019. What is the one show 2019 that you went live? Not something that you watched on pay-per-view, that you gone live. Anything.
the last was it just like indie shows or just wrestling in general?
Wrestling in general. Let's go wrestling in general.
Oh, well, last year I went all out. Like hello. Like that was, like it was just such an experience, and to go to House of Glory 2 weeks before that to see the Young Bucks and Private Party have a match, Hangman coming out was just nothing but a treat. But I never would have thought in my life I would be traveling to a show. I know so many people who will travel all over the country. One of my friends, he's a big, what's her name? Oh my God, I'm blanking on her name. She's gonna click to me, but he loves her so much. I think she's in MLW, and he goes to Texas. He's gone to Texas. He's gone to Connecticut. He's gone all over the place, and I'm looking at him like, you're crazy. But then I'm over here taking a flight to Chicago for a wrestling show, and people are looking at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm down to travel. So when I started getting into more of the, indie wrestling, it hurt me because like, oh, all the shows are in, Connecticut and New Jersey. And I'm like, well, if I got to bust it, you know what, I'll bust it, but like All Out was just, it was such an experience. And that really brought my love for indie wrestling even more. And then going back to House of Glory, then meeting you, and then to see, your boys, Private Party again with the Lucha Bros. And that was just, it was just such an experience. But for this year, I think it was, when was IWA? Was that January?
I think it was January. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
That show, I love that show. I had such an amazing time. And I think that was one of the few shows that I've gone to where, I don't know if it was where we were sitting, but the crowd was just so engaged. Like everyone looked like they had a great time. Like the last Synergy show, we're going to be honest, we were the only loud ones there. People were just there to watch and enjoy. And I'm looking at everyone like they're crazy. Like, no, we're live. We're going to be hyped. We need to, cheer and boo and just waddle out. So that IWA show, it kind of warmed my heart because everyone was out of their seats. Everyone was having fun, all with the commotion, especially the match with, I think it was Frank versus NXZ. Oh my God.
Yeah, NXZN. NXZN. You almost had it. And by the way, Matt Awesome said that it was February, that show.
Yes, that was
yeah. Yeah, it was February. This year went by so fast.
This year. I feel like we went to so many shows this year.
We did. Every weekend we were going to a show. Every weekend we were going. It was crazy. But
I'm budgeting my money. Like she goes, well, I have a calendar for 6 months of shows. So choose the shows you want to go. I'm like, okay, I can go to this one. I can go to this one. Do I really need to pay my bill? Yeah, I should. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to that show anyway. It was just so many, but it's very addicting. Going to indie shows is so addicting.
I love the indie scene. It's different. I mean, don't get me wrong, because like I'm like you. I loved All Out. Like I had an amazing. I'm so sad about this summer that it got like crushed, and I had such an amazing summer last year, and All Out, like Chicago was such a bucket list for me in general. I always wanted to go to Chicago. I wanted to try the pizza. I just wanted to go to Chicago. It was just something that was always on my bucket list. And then on top of that, to go watch wrestling and go to the pro wrestling store and do the Matt autograph with Matt. And it was just insane. Like, I wish like we knew each other then, because it probably would have been even crazier than it already was for me. But it really is. And like the independent scene, like, it's just so much wrestling. It's like, and then it's like you said, like you were like, oh, can I go to this show? Can I go to that show? Can I go to this show? And I do it too, because like I'll have promoters hitting me up, or I'll have wrestlers hitting me up like, Tiff, this is the date or whatever. And I legit have my calendar of dates all the way up to the end of the year. And I was penciling things in, and I was doing it to April. I'm like, April, save this date. April, save this date. Like we're going to the show.
I had a list of dates. I'm like, okay, so I can't do anything on these dates because I'm not going to be available.
Right.
And then Tiff, we knew it, before Christmas. You're like, I'm so excited. My mom got me a planner. I'm like, you want a planner for this show? Yes, because I have so many shows. I need to walk these. I'm like, okay. I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
It's the little things, right? It's the little things. And by the way, Matt also said that the end of February, Chancla lost the 24/7 belt.
Well, Chancla needs to get the title back because the Switch has been champion for
100 days? Yeah, I think Ray said it was 120 days.
So Chancla, get your shit together. What's up?
And there was a picture the other day because the infamous Switch with the championship belt was here in this apartment, so
yeah.
And he was rocking it, and he was kind of saying, come at me, bro. So I don't.
Inanimate objects in wrestling
Hey, only on the No Holds Barred network that these things would be happening. So, but I don't know. I don't know who's gonna drop the belt. But again, like I said, we're starting to get wrestling back again. So slowly, I'm still being nervous of where I'm going to. I'm kind of trying to get feels from certain companies before I go, because I still want to be safe about it. So the only show that we had bought ticket for is the Synergy show. And Colin is being very extra about it as well. So we're glad that we get to go to the show. And I kind of really want to go to this Violence and Suffering the weekend of my birthday because Alex Zane is just all over the place. I've never seen Alex Zane in the tri-state area so much. Like,
this is a treat for you.
I'm losing my mind.
We're obligated to go.
We are obligated to go. We have to go, but he cannot take number one husband spot because number one husband, we've said it on the air during the interview. That's it. He's stuck there. He can't go anywhere. So everything else is up for grabs. So
you don't understand the struggle. Ever since Tiff took off number one husband from number one spot, hell just broke loose.
It did.
For both husbands, I think she moved him to 3. How you go move Gang Go from 1 to 3?
I'm sorry.
I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. She goes, yeah, but it's time for Alex Zane to be number one. Then what happened?
I know. Alex Zane busted his
like,
foot.
You're underestimating this.
Alex Zane busted his foot. Gangon lost all his titles. I was like, no. By the way, Matt also said, Chocolate's ready. He got his face mask. I'm done. What the heck, Ray? Ray's giving me crap in the chat. What the heck? Why are you protesting me?
I know this list is nothing but fun, but to hear Anthony Gangon not being number one on Tiff's list is like a sin.
It is.
Why? Did he do something? She's like, no, I felt like it was time to change. Well, no, don't change the list. At least not your top 3.
No.
We had this discussion.
No, I'm not moving him. Like, I actually was talking to Mantis this morning and I was giving him crap because he posted a clip from the first IWA show that I went to where he wrestled Gangon, and he showed, like, you know, I forgot what move it was, but he did something to Ant, and then I wrote him and I was like, trying to kill number one husband, and he was like, tell him to respect the garden or something, and I was like, yeah. I was like, he's gonna do Dreams by the Waterfall and that's gonna be it. And then I messaged him to say hi and stuff. He goes, you insult me and then you message me? So I love all these guys. You guys, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys. You guys really are the bomb, you know. So, but oh man, Darren's in the chat. Hey Darren, how you doing? We can't wait to see you at Synergy. We're celebrating. I'm bringing champagne. We're spraying it on. We'll probably spray it on Ryan also, maybe. I don't know, but we're spraying freaking Colin. We're gonna do some. We're gonna celebrate that. You know, your AEW. That your song keeps being played. It's just so amazing. I mean,
so awesome. It was so funny when your thing was watching Dark and the song goes on. Like, wait, I know that song. It's the podcast. Like, what the worst?
Isn't it crazy?
You're freaking awesome. Like, I've been listening to your music. Like, yo, dude is dope. If you're not listening to him, what are you doing with your life? Like, come on, his song is on freaking AEW. Like,
so cool. Bro. So exciting. So exciting. So, since you bring up the list of husbands, let's go top 5.
Oh, my list hasn't changed?
Well, you know, maybe people don't know your list. So, tell everybody your list.
Well, yeah. All right, because it's been so long from Indie Talk. So,
yes.
Top 5. If you don't know, obviously, number 1 husband is your AEW World Heavyweight Champion. If you don't know, go over to my Twitter, because I made a video and I shared my love for that man, Jon Moxley. Number 2, Finn Balor. Number 3, Mr. Omega. Actually, 3 and 4 are your AEW World Tag Team Champions, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. Number 5 just keeps getting scruffled around. Let's say, who's going to be number 5 today? Let's put Drew McIntyre as number 5.
Oh, okay. All right, then. I see it. It's a serious thing to list the husbands. I swear. It was funny because Anthony from Spark to Death said to me, he goes, every time you do one of these Wrestle Forums, he goes, you should really ask what their list of wives are, or their top 5 or their top 5, you know, list of husbands. I was like, this is a smart idea because I don't really preach too much anymore about the list of husbands. It's there. It is a serious thing, and I always will hashtag it no matter what, whether number 2, 3, it doesn't matter. If you're on the list, you're getting hashtagged. So, But oh my God, I'm excited. So all
Did you figure out your list yet? Because your numbers are just
my numbers
everywhere.
are all over the place. It's somewhere on my computer. But the thing, see, this is what me and April were talking about that I need to do is there was the original list of husbands. This is the problem that would happen. And I kind of just left it as my indies because originally the list of husbands, it was just Anthony Gangone was number one and everybody else under it was either WWE guys or New Japan guys or AEW guys. And like every once in a while, an independent guy would float in. But then when I started doing indie talks, then I separated and I was like, all right, I'm going to do the list of husbands just for the independent. So I kind of just forced myself into that. So I guess if I have to go and do a regular, so we're going to do this live right now. I'm going to sit here and think about it right now. So I think because I have to, if I go back to the original list, some names have to come off because of everything that kind of happened. So yeah. Anthony Gangone is still number one husband. It doesn't matter. He'll be on any freaking list. It just doesn't matter. He is the one above all. So Anthony Gangone is number one. Number two is Trent because God, he's dirty hot. Oh my God.
You know what? If my husband lose the titles, I won't be mad if they lose it to best friends because
Trent is
awesome
dirty.
And Trent is just like
he's dirty hot.
Shit.
He's dirty hot. Oh. got hot in here. Oh, I can't. Oh, okay. So, yeah, so that's number two. Number three, we're gonna put Alex Zane back up there because it's Alex Zane, and I'm just gonna see him again. And I love the fact of what he did to his hair. I need a lady tank top, so we're gonna talk about this when we interview him at Synergy. Yeah. That I need some lady tank tops because I'm not cutting his damn shirt. I like them, but I want a lady tank top. Okay, so that's number three. Number four has to go to Orange Cassidy because I'm in love with Orange Cassidy. Oof, he will always be a husband. And number five will be Matt Jackson because that hair, those eyes. But Nick's on my shit list right now because he just keeps yelling at Private Party, and I do not accept this. Okay, those are my boys, and this.
Like, why? I understand. You know, he's trying to be hip. Because, you know, we're from New York, so when we say dead ass, we're serious. But why he yelling? Every time I watch it, like, why you gotta yell? It's not serious.
Matt says, where's Ace and Chancla on this list? I don't know. I really need to sit and redo my list because...
Well, you had Ace at number two at one point.
I know. Ace was number two for a while because he's a champ because he took so much crap from me when we were doing the lady tank top thing. Like, it was, I was really extra with it. Every day I was doing day one, day two, and I was harassing him for this list. I'm pulling up the latest list that I had on the independent scene. So Ace Andrews was number four. It was funny because it was like Gangone's number one, Steelers number two, Lucky 13 is number three, Ace Andrews was four, and Hank Flanagan was five. So, and then if we keep going, Alex Zane was six, Tony Deppen seven, Matt Awesome's eight, 9 is Joey Silver, 10 is Lalon Parker, 11 is Big Cuzzo, 12 is Charles Mason, and 13 is Dan Housing because Dan Housing is beautiful and very evil.
I'm very proud of myself because when we first did Indie Talks, and that was when you brought up the list, I didn't know who any of these guys were on her list except Anthony Gangone. Now I can say I know who you people are. And I see your message that she got great taste.
Yes, they're yummy. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are. I love you in the ring. I can't. Like, and again, like we've made special friendships with these guys, and it's really, as I'll always continue to preach how important it is and how much you guys mean to me. And I'm sure even like April feels that too, because it's just a different experience that we've had with all of this. But
yeah.
So yeah, the list of husbands. American Dream in the chat says #Mandy Rose. Hey, excuse me, Ray. I just saw you. Man, all her husbands losing the belt in the next 2 weeks. You hear this shit, April?
Listen. Protest the law because he is a cheater. If you guys watch his video game channel, he has buried all of my husbands, and I do not appreciate it. I will show why he's a cheater very soon. So Ray, protest the law because you don't know what he's talking about. I'm fine. Like I said, I'm fine if best friends become the new tag champions, but nothing. Moxley's not losing that title, and Ray, I swear to God, if he uses that title for Brian Cage, I know where you live. It's over for you. That's it. You do not mess with number one husband. The same way Tip feels for Gangon.
Yeah.
The love for Moxley is the same level. Ray.
It's real. Like, I'm telling you, like, April's serious. If you haven't seen her videos with her at the watch party when Moxley won the belt, it was serious. Like,
I lost my voice. Like, my friend brought his AEW title belt, and as soon as Mox won, I took that from him, and I'm going around the bar screaming that number one husband is your new champion. He's gonna have the title for a little bit, but like I said, if Brian Cage gets that title, Ray, I know where you live.
By the way, Ray, Matt also said that you need to download the Matt Awesome from WWE 2K20 community ASAP, and you need to start playing him on there as well. I thought he was going to create him as well, but I guess you could download him and you can put him in into the roster that you guys been doing. So if you guys haven't...
No, Matt, you better not get Ray mad or else he'll bury you.
Oh my God. Listen, can we talk about the fact that he cheated? I don't know. We might as well bring it up here on air.
Yes. You cheater.
I'm sorry, Ray, but if you're not following Ray's channel, you should be, because he plays all the games and he does commentary, and this is why we were saying that we're mad, because he was doing an Iron Man match between Anthony Gangone and Adam Kane, and he was just doing commentary, and because Gangone was killing Adam for so long, there was like 10 pins and Adam didn't get one, and he was like, this isn't fair, and then decided to pick up the controller, and we're like, that's not fair, because you said you weren't gonna do this and now you're gonna help out. So Adam is mad about Video Game Gangone, and me and April are mad because you did something that you weren't supposed to do. So
yeah, he goes, you know what, let me help Adam a little and change the settings. So it was an intention. It was intentional for Adam to lose.
Yes.
He thought, you're like, oh man, well, if he loses for the 15th time, we're gonna help him out more. No. Guys, you in the chat, is that cheating? Because he cheated. That's cheating.
We love you, Ray. And by the way, Matt also says Ray knows better. Chancla will travel to his home. You see that? You see that? You're getting called out, Ray. And shout out to Unpopular Review. It said, great night. Can't wait for more viewing parties. I really do like the viewing parties as well. You never know. I mean, I've been to a couple different viewing parties, and it's great because you don't know who's going to show up, and you'll see wrestlers, like you'll see the independent wrestlers hanging out as well too, which is such a cool thing. And I love it. Like, that's why we say, like, they're just like us. And, as long as you're cool, no being weird and, stalkerish, because we've had that. Don't do that. Just be cool, like just be cool, and they'll chat with you as long as you're not a nut. I mean, I'm a nut and they deal with me, but they know me for like a long time, so they can deal with my craziness, right? So, and April too. So they're used to me in April by now. If they're not used to us by now.
He's had a tree. I think it was back in November for Takeover. I had her and Ray come down to Jack Dempsey's, and a bunch of my friends were there. We were watching Takeover. I think it was Finn Balor. Yeah, it was Finn Balor versus Anthony. Wow. Anthony Gangone. I think he keeps up in the air. Johnny Gargano, and people weren't ready because it was husband versus husband, and people thought we were actually gonna fight because we were just literally screaming at each other because we are very protective of our husbands. Very protective of them. We are.
Yeah, you don't mess with husbands, and you don't mess with the people that we really do enjoy. So even if they're not on the list of husbands, we still will pop for our favorite wrestlers, even if they're heels. Like, we'll definitely, I've gone to those shows and I will cheer on the heels. And Matt also said, but to be 100% honest with you ladies, I appreciate you guys are the best and the loudest ones in the room. Miss y'all. I miss you guys too. Like, I miss you so much. Like, it's so much fun. I cannot stress enough. They're cheap, the tickets for a lot of these shows. They can be $5. They, some of them are really expensive. Some can be like $60, but it really depends. But you can, there's some shows, $15, $20. It's not so bad. It's a couple of hours and you get to see wrestling if you're a wrestling fan, and you see wrestlers that you never know and you don't know where they're going to go. So it's kind of cool to go follow their journey as well. Like, here's someone that you might be a fan favorite in the independent scene, and then how cool is it to go see them AEW? Look at Private Party, Hero Is Me, or Santana and Ortiz, and I was fans of them, and I was watching them in the independent scene, and look, bam, they're on AEW. Like, wow, it's crazy, and it's something special to me. You know, like I feel a type of way when they get signed. Because it's like you watch them grow. Like here's like the baby growing up into the world. Like that's what it feels like. But it's just fun yelling at wrestlers in Spanish.
I know that's you in the UPR chat because at the last show we went to, he was just harassing all the wrestlers in Spanish and just looking at him like he was crazy. So our whole role was just, it was a hot mess.
Oh no, it was a good time. Like that's the best. That's what I think you should do too. Is like you should go with a group of friends, and like sometimes like as you walk around, you like I said, you find other wrestling fans as well that you make friends with. Like look what happened to me with like heel pops and chair shots. Like it's so they knew who I was. I wasn't very familiar with them, and then they like came up to me and then we started talking and stuff like that. And like I love chilling with them, and I told them that they better be at Synergy on the 11th so we can chill because they're like the official podcast of Synergy. And I see them every time. And then, right, April, we were having drinks with them. Like, that was such a fun experience as well that we went. And we got to hang out at the bar with a whole bunch of them. Then we got to take that group picture with them. And even Colin, like, we were just hanging out, having drinks, enjoying wrestling. And that's what it's all about. Oh, my God. Right? No. Back to the merch table I go. That's terrible. You see this? He's leaving us again. He's leaving us again.
No idea. Like, we love Ray. But he was so embarrassed by us, like so offended. He was supposed to sit with us. We're supposed to get lit, and then he leaves us. Like
Victor, you got to come with us to the Synergy show. You should come. It's in Jersey though, so I don't know. We'll talk after. But yes, the Synergy show is gonna be great. We're gonna all be together, and we're gonna be loud, and that's what it's all about. I mean,
yeah, look, this pent up energy. Look, quarantine has been so bad that we're arguing with our friend over a video game. That's how bad it's completely getting. It's like, you know what? All this energy that, you know, we're casting on Ray, we love him in the channel. It's like, this is why we need to go to shows. Because we're now yelling at him over a freaking wrestling game. And this is normal.
See what happens when you leave us away for real wrestling? This is a real serious thing.
We're down to watching 2K19's what was it? I was like, let's make 2K20 great again if it ever was great, and let's watch these dream matches. And then we see the dream matches, and we see our husbands like, wait, why is my husband losing? And then we gotta blame the commentator. And I'm over here like, yo, I need to go to a show.
Yeah,
this
like
can't be like losing my
video game Gangone is some serious stuff in WWE 2K. That's all I can say. It's serious. It's like can't be beat. He just video game Gangone. I love it. So, but I don't know, like, but again, like I said, at least we got some shows to look forward to. We also had the opportunity, even though we couldn't go anywhere, we were doing Skype parties, and we were watching Dynamite together. We were watching Synergy together. Like, at least, like, we've had some wrestling during all this. So we've been, like, watching these shows, even though we couldn't physically be together to go see these shows. And then we got to watch Double or Nothing together. So it's just a shame. There's a lot of things we want to do. And okay, the stream's back up. Like, I can't with OBS anymore. Like, I've had it. I need to find another program. But yeah, I think we're good. Hold on, I'm on red because it just started raining.
Yo,
are we back? I think we're good. Are we good? I'm so over this rain. Okay. There we go. Okay, we're good now. So I can't. I don't know what it is lately. It rains and then the stream goes. So, but anyway, yeah. So
the universe don't want us to be. They don't want us to watch wrestling.
I know they really. They don't want us
to live.
Yeah, let us live. Yeah, I really don't know. It's YouTube too, because YouTube is telling me like. That's pretty much what it is. But I guess like we're coming near our end anyway soon. So, but so what are we looking forward to the most, April? Like coming up?
I'm ready. I'm ready to go back to shows. I'm at the point where I don't care what shows we go to, as long as, you know, we're together, we're having our drinks, we're having fun. I'm ready to see new wrestlers. I'm ready to be introduced to new promotions. I mean, I know it's going to take some time with everything coming back together little by little. Thankfully, like you said, we have, these apps. Then guys got Power Slam. I've been using that and just trying to discover just more and more. So I'm just ready just to get out and just experience this life. I'm tired of watching a show on TV and I'm mad that I'm not there.
Yeah.
I want to be there. I want energy. We get high off of this.
Yeah.
The
it is a high.
Is insane.
It is definitely a high. We get excited, like I don't want to go to these shows and sit and be bored, like as I've talked about it with wrestlers. Joey Silver and me talked about it I would think it was at one of the Synergy shows, and I'm like, it's so funny even with him. Like I didn't know him and I went to a Full Faith Wrestling show and I saw he caught my eye, and then like now like I'm really cool with him and I've had him on the podcast, and like every time I see him, like he's just great. And we talked about it, and I'm like, your job as a wrestler is to entertain me, right? Like you want some sort of reaction, right? So obviously he did something right, that he caught me, that like now we're friends and stuff, and like I go support and stuff, and I'm gonna be loud and I'm gonna support the people I enjoy, and that's your job. You need to be entertaining, and we will react. So but it's an adrenaline high. I love it. April loves it. We're gonna continue being crazy. That's pretty much.
Well, this is what we go for. And before I got back into wrestling, I used to go to a lot of spoiler, I used to be a big metalhead, so I used to go to a lot of metal shows and go to bars, indie shows, and all that. So when I go to these wrestling shows, I get like a similar high because I'm watching a show, I'm getting entertained, and with this, like you said, we boo the baby faces, we cheer for the heels, even though we get yelled at by the heels that we should boo for them, but we never do. And it's just, it's a feeling that you can't really explain to a normal person who doesn't watch wrestling, who doesn't understand it. But when you meet somebody who is into wrestling and you go to a show and the connections, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you tell people you're a wrestling fan and you go to shows. Like at my job, people look at me like I'm crazy because they say, what do you have planned this weekend? I say, I have a show in Jersey, and they actually want to know what kind of show, and I tell them it's wrestling, and they're like, okay, all right. But it's something that I love, and it's something that you guys love. And like you said, like you guys, you wrestlers, you do so much, and you have no idea how much we appreciate you guys. We have nothing but respect, and you know what? We could be doing other things, but we choose to go to these shows and support you guys and have fun.
Yeah. And we definitely appreciate it so much, but I love, okay, so let's talk a little bit about your channel, but I love the fact, like you said, that you brought makeup, because there's so many females, right, that we've noticed, right, within like we're not gonna, the last 6 months that we were going to wrestling shows and stuff like that, right, hasn't like women more, like we're seeing more fans, and then like, we're seeing the little girls even going to the shows.
Yeah, like, I love it. I think it was now Catalyst Wrestling,
yeah,
a show that we went to, and there were so many kids, and the majority of the kids there were girls, and they were louder than us.
Yeah.
And they were cheering, they were booing, they were going crazy. There's this one little girl. We've seen her at 3 shows, and she is so lit, and she gets so intrigued. In fact, there are times where she gets us lit.
Yeah.
Where it's like, wow, and it's so awesome, and I love seeing other females at shows, and there's times I was like, what, I want us to get a little girl group and just go to shows and wall out, and it's something awesome because this is a male dominating field. And once I started my channel, I did meet a lot of females who watch my channel and things like that, and they reached out to me, and they go from talking about my favorite wrestlers to some makeup tips to what's my favorite promotion, and we do get a conversation, and it's nice to see there are female fans who know their stuff, and we do get a lot of shit for it, because we're a female. We can't lie, we joke around and we have our wrestlers who we're attracted to, and we say this one is hot, this, that, and the third, but we actually watch the product. We're actually fans of these guys. Right. So it's funny when you meet a male wrestling fan and they ask you who's your favorite wrestler, and they try to give you shit for it, and it's like, really, like, why is that necessary? I actually there was a situation on Facebook, I forgot what the situation was, but when I had said my opinion on it, one of the guys kept laughing at me as if my opinion didn't matter, that it was funny. So I reached out to one of my male friends. I said, I want to try something. I told him the situation. He agreed with me 1,000%. He put his 2 cents in it, and he stood shut. And I felt the type of ways, like, really? So because I'm a female, my opinion's just funny. But when there's a male saying something, basically it's the same thing, then it's fine. And it's a lot of bullshit. So I created this channel I want to expand on the community. And if there's some males who watch my channel, I think that's awesome. Come learn a thing or two. Let's have a wrestling conversation. And, I've even had guys ask me, my wife is looking for a new foundation. What do you recommend? So I had, these little things. But, the females that I get, we are out there. We are watching the product. And, yeah, we'll joke around and say a wrestler's hot or watch because of this, that, and the third. But we love this field. We love this sports entertainment. And I think it's just awesome. And that's why I started my channel. And that's why I'm happy, that we met, Tiff, because there's not a lot of women like us who, we'll go to shows and we'll just wall out and, we connect and we actually have conversations about shows and about wrestlers. We introduce wrestlers to each other. We actually have genuine conversations. So it's nice, to have that. And I'm happy I have my channel for that.
And it's not even about like, here's these 2 girls looking to go, like, they're just there to, like, hook up with somebody or something. That's not the case. Like, we're legit fans of, loving wrestling. Like, we do these things and we do our podcast because we are fans of wrestling, and I love it so much. And again, like I keep saying, like, I'm always going to be that advocate for independent wrestling because I love it so much. And it's like, I can't even put a lot of this stuff into words of how I like really feel about it, but it's just so nice. And even to have April with me, that we get to go to these shows and we get to laugh and have fun and play around with the guys and just love wrestling. And it's funny because as being a female, like, I've been on a lot of male podcasts, like guesting, and like they always want to hear that female point of view. And then it's funny to watch sometimes. Like, it makes me laugh, like sometimes, like, my opinions, and then it sways them. So like, even if I'm doing like a prediction show with somebody, like, they're like, oh wow, I didn't even think about that. Like me and Kyle on AEP, we do it to each other all the time. Like, I'll say something, it'll make Kyle maybe sway a certain way, or Kyle will say something, it'll make me sway a different way. So it's kind of interesting, and it's not fighting like what me and Kyle can do. Like, we sometimes like go at it and stuff like that, but that's like the fun. But we're not fighting. It's just like we can be very funly opinionated with it, and it's like we could be biased and we could be whatever, but it's just good fun. We're not trying to hurt anybody, but it is very interesting as a female, to hear what other people say. So I know, like, I get it all the time with a lot of guys like, oh wow, I never really thought about it that way. So, we need more women into wrestling, and we appreciate it. And like, we just have to, I love it. I can't believe all the girls like we were hanging out with one of the last shows that we went to, like, they were all into it too. Yeah. So it was
awesome. Like, we were just sitting there, and then there was a group of girls behind us. We're like, oh crap, you here for wrestling? Me too. I like wrestling. Yeah. We're gonna be friends for the night, and we were just going crazy. And it's also really awesome because I do get sometimes I do get random messages, and also people that I know who didn't know that I love wrestling, but I'm getting them into it. Yeah. And it's so interesting how I'll get random fans. It's mostly females, but even some males who just started watching wrestling, and they'll, message me and say, I've seen your podcast, I've seen your show, and I think it's awesome. I heard you talking about this show, and you heard talking about this specific wrestler. What's your favorite match from them? You're so passionate about it. It's like, our passion, whether we're going to shows or we're talking about it online, we're reaching out to somebody. And it feels good. It's really awesome because this is something fun to get into. Yeah. It's not something that we watched when we were kids, and yeah, we swayed away from it. It's something that's always going to be there for us.
Yeah, definitely. And we're just going to keep going with it, So we'll see what happens, and there's a lot to come, and I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to, like I said, I'm looking forward to Synergy Wrestling. And hi, Adam, I see you in the chat. Hi. But yeah, but I guess like we're gonna wrap up. We're at that like hour mark. I like to keep these around like an hour. So April, go tell everybody where they could find you.
Well, you can find me on YouTube at Beating Faces, one word. You're going to see some pages with some, beach faces, but you see this face, you know it's me. I am the official makeup I think I can say I'm the official makeup wrestling channel on YouTube. Because before I started this, I actually had to look it up. Like, are there channels like this? And I think pretty sure mine's the only one, so I am the official makeup wrestling channel of YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter at House with 3Z710. Tiff, I'm pretty sure she'll leave all my links.
Yes,
because
they're all down
for
there.
some strange reason, all my social medias, my names are, all types of special spelling. So
they're all in the description below. Even her YouTube channel, they're all in the description below. So, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. April's gonna have me do, she's done it in my house. She's came here before and she's done my makeup for, just for the hell of it. So I'm gonna go on her channel one of these days and she'll do my makeup while we talk some wrestling over there as well. You'll see her on the special edition of Indie Talks that's gonna happen. It's gonna be done on the show's July 11th. So guys, make sure you go on Fight TV, you pay-per-view it. If you want to go to the show, hit up Colin at Synergy Wrestling. It's on Twitter. You can PayPal him the money. They still got a few tickets left as well. Look out for us because we'll be the ones screaming on June 11th. And then once I get all the footage and everything like that, I'll put it together. So hopefully within the next couple of days after the Synergy Wrestling, we'll put it out there on the No Holds Barred Network. But I'm so excited for that. So, but guys, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you all. Make sure you get into indie wrestling. Oh, by the way, also, make sure you go check out our sponsors at PowerSlam TV. They're going to give you a month free if you use the code No Holds Free. Definitely go check it out. April has it. She loves it. I love it. There's so many great promotions on there. There's death matches. There's regular. Oh my God. Forget it. I can't even tell you all the great stuff that's on this. So make sure you go check this out. Go get a free month. Why not? I mean, I think it's what, $5 a month? I think it was April after.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was like.
It's like the cheapest subscription you can get with hundreds and hundreds of shows.
Oh
like,
my God.
I even gone through the categories. They literally have little bits of everything. And let's say death matches aren't your thing. You can watch additional wrestling. If you want to watch comedic wrestling. I am waiting for Extremely Serious Wrestling to go on there.
Oh my God, that's another one.
Another show up there.
They shouted me out the other day. They're so awesome. And I think a bunch of the wrestlers followed me in April as well. So that's going to be fun. I can't wait for them to come back. Hopefully we'll be able to go to ICW show, GCW show, and Violence and Suffering because those shows are starting to come back in August. And hopefully as long as it starts staying good, I think me and April will be at those shows as well. So, but again, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow all the social media platforms as well. Make sure you join the No Holds Barred Network on Facebook. There is a whole bunch of independent wrestlers in there. It's so cool. You can chat with them. They share their matches, their merch, everything. They're really great people in there. But so till next time, guys, I'm your host as always, the EVP of Giggles, the Heartbreak Chick, the Queen of the Indies, Tiffany. And thank you so much, April, the Brooklyn Wolf of Makeup. I love you. I will see you very soon. And you guys will see her soon in the special indie talks that we're going to do. So we will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.